Our group did the Nivea Sunslide campaign, which was hosted in Cape Town, South Africa. Hannah Burkhart, Lauren Seewald, and Sammy Belluccia worked on this project. About Nivea. Created in 1911, Nivea has grown significantly into a global brand with consistent names, products, and packaging across borders. Nivea stands for closeness, trust, quality, and effective skincare products for all skin types on a global level. Family values are also an important aspect of its brand character. Nivea meets all skin needs such as anti-aging, lip balms, deodorants, shaving, sun lotions, hand creams, and shower products. It was named number 98 in Forbes' world's most valuable brands, and it has been able to establish itself in over 130 countries. Their brand is set up as segmented product lines that fall underneath their umbrella that includes Nivea face care, body, deodorant, sun, and men. The Nivea Sun campaign kicked off in 2015, officially segmenting the product and focusing on promoting skincare awareness and the risks of sun damage. As for the SWOT analysis, we noticed that one of Nivea's strengths is its consistent, trustworthy brand identity across all products. One of its weaknesses is Nivea Sun segmentation from other Nivea products. This could create a disconnect within the brand. For opportunities, the Nivea Sunslide campaign is opportunistic due to its geographical location, South Africa. Here, the levels of melanoma and skin cancer are highest in the world, and the demand for everyday sun care products is a huge market. A threat that Nivea faces is that the sun care market is concentrated and controlled by some big-name skincare companies. In efforts to expand Nivea into this market, the Sunslide campaign faces this threat head-on. For a political system overview. Under the National Party, South Africa was ruled by the apartheid ideology, which enforced segregation in living areas and public facilities in order to keep contact between races limited. The government was run by white supremacist ideologies until the first constitution was drawn up in 1994 and the first black head of state, Nelson Mandela, was elected. Recently, the country has faced major political instability after the former president, Jacob Zuma, was found liable for 800 counts of corruption related to bribes, and as well as accused of allegedly raping a 31-year-old. With his resignation and the election of Cyril Ramaphosa, the country is hoping to stabilize both the government and the economy. Now for the Corruption Perceptions Index of 2017. Although South Africa has an average CPI score of 43, it's important to recognize that South Africa lies within sub-Saharan Africa, which was ranked the worst performing region in 2017. The economic development. South Africa has one of the country's biggest and most developed economies that relies heavily on its exports of gold, platinum, and silver. Additionally, tourism is one of the biggest revenue generation industries in the country. Although South Africa is a highly developed country, there is a large gap between the rich and the poor. In 2017, the country fell into a recession as a result of the political turmoil caused by Zuma's many corruption allegations. However, the economy is expected to recover so long as the structural imbalances in the government remain. Its current GDP is $294.84 billion, and its unemployment rate is high at 26.7%. For the media system in South Africa, it's both state and privately owned. Although no official regulations prohibit outlets from publishing information about the party in power, the ANC and the government finances is in place. It is off limits according to BBC.com. South Africa is the hub for media outlets, delivering broadcasts and publications to other countries in sub-Saharan Africa. For the literacy rate, in South Africa, the literacy rate is 94.4%. Moving on to media penetration. The South African media industry plays a role in supporting democracy by providing the information needed to make informed decisions. Some of the leading social media sites in the country include WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. The chart to the right shows South Africa's digital media market value in comparison to the country's leading market values. In regards to radio penetration, there were 38.3 million radio listeners in South Africa in December of 2016. This made the radio the most consumed form of media in the country. Now to move on to television penetration, there was an estimated 5.8 million households that subscribed to paid television. We can begin discussing internet penetration in South Africa by noting that only 65% of internet users in South Africa are online every day. The digital population of South Africa includes internet users, mobile internet users, social media users, and mobile social media users. There are around 30 million active internet users and 17 million active social media users. These numbers are expected to rise, which will cause the internet access market value to $6.3 billion in 2019. Here you can see the graph of the different Hofstede scores for each cultural dimension, as we discuss the host country's culture. I'll discuss each dimension further on the next slide. A high score for power distance in South Africa shows that the culture believes that everybody has a place and needs no further justification. South Africa's high score for individualism shows that its culture has a high preference for a loosely knit social framework where individuals are expected to care for themselves and their immediate families only. A high score of masculinity shows that the society believes that people live in order to work. A low score for uncertainty avoidance shows that society approaches life with a more relaxed attitude and deviance from the norm is more easily accepted. A low score for long-term orientation shows that a normative cultural society has a strong concern with establishing the absolute truth, respecting traditions, and achieving quick results. A high score for indulgence shows that the society leads an overall more positive, optimistic attitude. This leads to a higher importance placed on leisure time, acting as one pleases, and spending money as one wishes. The primary target audience for this campaign was the children of Cape Town, South Africa. Nivea targeted children directly by setting up a water slide for the sole purpose of giving these children more exposure to sunscreen. Nivea marketed innovative ways to help parents protect their children from the harmful effects of the sun. The secondary target audience are the parents from Cape Town, South Africa, who purchase and apply sun care for their children. In terms of demographics, skin sensitivity is based on age, gender, and location. According to the Skincare Foundation, South Africans are diagnosed with the highest rate of melanoma cancer in the world annually. This product is marketed as accessible for all skin types. As psychographics are discussed, innovative marketing tactics can lead to greater approval of the product. So, an innovative marketing tactic like the sun slide really helped promote a successful campaign for Nivea.
Now to discuss the campaign's objectives. Our output objective is to see an increase in awareness of the Sunslide campaign in Cape Town, South Africa. Impact objectives included to reach the target audience to address the high rates of skin cancer and the importance of sun care. This included having as many children as possible go down the slide to link this fun activity with the positive outlook on sun care, sharing the importance of skincare when in direct contact with the sun, and lastly, changing the way people view sunscreen application. This last impact objective is similar to our first and is aimed to market sun care as an enjoyable beach activity rather than a chore. Now to discuss the campaign timetable. The Nivea Sunslide campaign began with the first sunslide set up at Camps Bay on April 16th of 2016. For 9 months, the campaign was advertised and promoted through various events across South Africa. Each event listed on the timeline will be explained further under our Actions and Special Events slide. For the themes and key messages of this campaign, Nivea understands that applying sunscreen to impatient kids is difficult, so the company came up with a solution to sunscreen application for children. Nivea teamed up with ad agency FCB Cape Town to create the Sunslide, an inflatable slide that sprays nearly 13 gallons of SPF 50 plus water resistant Nivea sunscreen instead of water. The slide debuted on a beach in South Africa to increase awareness of the country's high rates of skin cancer. The Nivea Sunslide was first launched on April 16, 2016 at Camps Bay. Due to the huge success of this slide, the Nivea Sunslide was set up on various South African beaches throughout December of 2016. On December 13, 2016, the slide was set up at Jeffreys Bay. In the days following, the slide could be found at Gonaby Beach, Clifton Beach, Big Bay, and Margate Beach. Lastly, on December 23rd and 24th of 2016, the slide was set up on Derry Beach for the East Coast Radio Beach Festival. This event attracted the biggest audience because it was heavily promoted through the radio and on social media, which resulted in the biggest turnout. Having a series of days in which the slide was available at different locations was a great move on Nivea's part. It created a lot of buzz about what exactly the slide was promoting, and the word traveled fast throughout South Africa about the Sunslide. Now for the media channels that were used. The media channels that were used in order to reach the target audience included social media, online and print articles, radio advertisements, and Vimeo. Articles were published on sites such as Huffington Post and Yahoo. However, the most effective way the campaign was able to be put in front of the media was through the campaign video on Vimeo. The campaign video was the topic for all of the online and print articles published regarding the campaign. The video will be discussed more thoroughly throughout the next couple of slides. Here you can see the campaign video and get a glimpse into what the Nivea Sunslide was all about and what its purpose was. This is one of the main ways in which the word was spread about the ongoing campaign. The video created buzz around what Nivea was doing, and it reached a plethora of parents and children throughout South Africa. To further discuss implementation, this campaign created a lot of media buzz through the various articles that were published on sites such as Huffington Post and Yahoo. As mentioned earlier, the campaign was also implemented slightly through social media. However, the most effective implementation strategies of this campaign were the campaign video and targeting families at events where the Sunslide was present. Since the beaches in Cape Town were extremely populated with families, it was very easy to target children and their parents who just happened to be at the selected beach on the day of the setup. Stemming off of this, a lot of buzz was created through word of mouth, and people became interested in researching where the next slide setup would be. Now to discuss the environmental factors that had an impact on this campaign. Since South Africa is a highly developed country with many accessible beaches, they have a large market for extra skincare products. South Africa has many populated beach areas. This contributes to the economic development of the country and creates an influx of tourism. Nivea's campaign was successful due to its geographic location. South Africa has one of the highest rates of melanoma and skin cancer, making it a prime location to market sun care products. Now to discuss the circuit of culture. In terms of representation, Nivea promoted the use of sunscreen through a fun promotional beach activity. For identity, Nivea's campaign aimed to convey the company as one that was concerned about the skincare health of the South African population. For regulation, Nivea encouraged change in the current understanding of sun care and its importance. For consumption, audience resonated with Nivea's campaign and no longer associated sun care as a chore. For production, the campaign video and inflatable sunslide encouraged people to seek out the benefits of sun care in South Africa. Now to evaluate our objectives. In terms of increasing awareness of the campaign in Cape Town, South Africa, Nivea was able to set up the sunslide at over 8 beaches across the city. Nivea also wanted to have as many children as possible go down the slide each hour, and it turned out that over 100 children were able to go down the slide each hour. The third objective was to reach a more broad audience to share the importance of skincare when in direct contact with the sun. The campaign was so successful that even parents couldn't help but join in on the sunslide. Lastly, Nivea's intention was to change the way people viewed sunscreen application, and they achieved this by presenting it in conjunction with a water slide. To sum up this case, Nivea, along with FCB Cape Town, created a campaign that started in 2016 with the sole purpose of promoting innovative ways to help parents protect their children from the sun. In order to do this, they came up with the Nivea Sunslide. The Nivea Sunslide is a water slide created to promote the use of sunscreen on children. As kids went down the inflatable water slide, waterproof sunscreen was dispensed, enabling them to enjoy their time in the sun in a safe manner. This campaign was focused on Cape Town because South Africa as a whole has the world's highest rate of skin cancer. Some key takeaways from this campaign include the fact that reaching out to a younger demographic is extremely beneficial. By targeting a younger audience, Nivea is hoping to promote the importance of sunscreen for generations to come. If the children now begin wearing sunscreen more frequently, it will become a habit and something that is passed on from generation to generation. It will also create a positive image of sunscreen in the brains of young children. Going into this campaign, it was extremely intelligent for Nivea to target a location with the highest rate of melanoma skin cancer in the world annually. This is one of the aspects that made the campaign so successful. Now for some recommendations about this campaign. I think a great recommendation would be to expand this campaign into various other countries. Although South Africa has the highest rate of skin cancer, this is a problem that affects the entire world, so the campaign has the potential to be impactful all over. This is also a campaign that can be expanded because it is not just children in Cape Town that do not see the benefits of wearing sunscreen. It is children everywhere. In addition, we think it would be beneficial to set up the slide in Cape Town once a month in order to further stress the importance of sunscreen. Because there was no clear evaluation of this campaign, a great recommendation would be to conduct a survey months after the slide was set up to see the long-term effects the campaign had on children and their parents in terms of sunscreen use. This would enable Nivea to determine if the campaign was successful or not. The goal for this campaign were very broad, so a great recommendation would be to create more measurable goals and objectives in order to clarify exactly how many people in the campaign is aiming to reach and what changes they are hoping to make. Thank you.